Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Rainbow Six patch notes video. In this video, we're going to be covering the most important changes coming to Siege in this upcoming patch. But before we continue, please take a second to click that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date with everything and anything Rainbow Six Siege. Plus, you'll always have some videos to watch. It's a win-win. Now let's begin. First up, we have operator changes, and there are quite a few big ones. Ace's Selma will now only have 2 explosions instead of 3. They said this change was due to how strong his gadget is and how strong his presence in this season has been. He was picked way more than Thermite and Hibana, and they want to bring him down to being even with the other hard breachers. Overall, this does make his gadget a bit worse, but I think Ace is going to be fine and is still a great pick for any team. Next up, Frost is getting the ITA-12S as a secondary weapon. Now, this is a pretty interesting change in my opinion, and it should open up more options for her. Not only can she make rotation holes for the team, but she can also get even more creative with placing her welcome mats. Like, she can make a rotation hole and place a welcome mat near it or something. Something like that. This is a pretty good change, and Frost main should be, pretty happy. Glaz is actually getting buffed. His vision recovery time has been reduced to 0.4 seconds from 1 second, and they've reduced the movement penalty of his thermal scope by 50%. They made these changes due to Glaz being one of the most underperforming attackers, so hopefully these changes make him a bit easier to use and a bit more useful overall. I think they're good changes, and I can't wait to play as my boy Glaz again, even if it's only for a couple days, but yeah, Glaz got some good changes. Next up, we have a change for Melusi. She's getting her T5 replaced by the MP5. Apparently, the T5 is one of the better weapons on defense, and they want to reduce her effectiveness by giving her a different weapon. Personally, I like the MP5 far more than the T5. I can understand if some people don't like this change, but personally, I don't really mind it. Then we have Oryx. His MP5 is being replaced by the T5. They said he was suffering from an underwhelming weapon, so they took away his MP5 and gave him the T5. I don't really play Oryx all that much, but to those Oryx mains out there, I hope this helps you win more firefights, and I hope that you guys like it. The final operator change is for our Lord Tachanka. His 9x19 VSN will have its 1.5 times scope taken away. They said this was to prepare for the arrival of his rework, and they fear that this scope might make him a bit too potent. This change is meh. I mean, I like that scope, but I can just switch over to another. The weapon itself wasn't changed, so I think he'll be okay. For the next part of the patch, we're actually getting a couple of changes to how shield operators work in-game. Shields will now have the guard break effect whenever hit with an explosion. Operators behind shield operators will no longer take full explosion damage, and shield explosion protection has been reduced to 66%. These changes, for the most part, are pretty good, and will hopefully help shield operators from being just so frustrating to play against. Explosions will now guard break shield operators, so now you can use a frag or an impact grenade to open up a shield operator, making it much easier for defenders to get rid of an annoying Monty or Blitz. Then we have the operators behind shieldy boys will no longer take full explosion damage. This just makes sense to me. Shield operators can now actually protect their allies, and you can play around that. You can actually get behind your shield operator to push and not be scared of catching a rogue nitro cell to the face. I love this change, and it's great, and I can't wait to see the new strategies people end up using. And preventing bullshit explosion kills is always a plus to me. And shield operators take more damage from explosives. That's just a decent change to make shield operators less annoying. Also, later on in these notes, they mention that Clash will be a hard counter to shield operators. They're making her ability cause guard break, so now Clash can zap a shield operator and open them up from range and for a decent amount of time. So Clash might actually be the latest shield operator killer. A reason to, ban her more basically, but that's an interesting change, and I'm interested to see if people are actually going to play Clash more because of this change, or what's going to happen with all that. Lastly, we have some weapon changes. The TSCG12 is getting buffed. Its minimal damage distance has been changed, so now it will hit minimal damage at 50 meters instead of 20 meters, basically more than doubling its effective range. Its damage at maximum range was increased to 68%, and the suppressor damage penalty was normalized to minus 12.5% regardless of range. They said this weapon was being buffed due to the low pick rate of Goyo and Kaid, so hopefully by buffing their weapon, they'll actually see more play and be more effective. Finally, since the ACS12 fires slugs now, they decided to make all the same changes that they did for the TCSG. They said that they did it to keep the game consistent, and that Maestro and Alibi both have really good primaries, so they doubt this is going to really change much. Which I agree with. I don't know any Maestro or Alibi main that is going to pick this up over, their other primaries. So, for consistency, I'm glad they did it, but yeah, I agree, it's not going to do much. And that's actually going to be it for this patch notes video. I want to hear from you all. Which operator change was your favorite? Are you upset that they nerfed Ace, or that they took away Melusi's T5? Are you hyped about the Tachanka rework? I don't know, so let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for even more amazing Rainbow Six Siege content. I'm the Battle Mode, and I will see you in the next siege.